Why is UFC not letting its athletes compete in other BJJ tournaments like CJI or maybe ADCC? I think they especially have a problem with CJI because of Craig Jones. Because UFC actually offered him money to be a coach against Mikey Musumeci in their UFC series. But Craig Jones actually didn't think it was worth it because they were not paying him a lot of money. And he made the smart choice to actually not join UFC. Now, the thing is, the UFC fighters, the BJJ guys, they're actually kind of owned by the UFC. So they have to take permission from Dana White to actually be able to compete in any of the CJI events, which they're not allowed to. So we're missing athletes like, let's say, Andrew Tackett or Mikey Musumeci. It would have been great to see them in CJI. And is that good for the athletes? It's definitely not good for the athletes because they can make a lot more money outside. Now, I know why I can understand why a lot of athletes actually sign up for this because they actually get a lot of exposure. UFC is such a big promotion, right? So obviously the athletes are going to get exposed to the culture that they were not exposed to as BJJ fans because some of the MMA fans are going to be locking into the event as well. So I do get that part. I understand that. But at the same time, seriously, are you going to compromise on the money? Are you going to compromise on like the other events like CJI? There's much more money that you could have made. And also the instructional stuff, I don't know with the UFC if they're going to be able to do it. But the other thing is, okay, so we established the fact that it's probably not the best route for the athletes. Are the athletes actually facing the highest level of competition? No. They have some good athletes. Like they have Mikey, they have Andrew Tackett, they have a few other athletes. But they don't have the comparable athletes to actually compete with them. Like Mikey Musumeci in his last fight for the title, the guy that he was fighting had no gi matches. He was like a gi guy. And even with Andrew Tackett, they were trying to promote the fight like, oh, these are the best two guys. No, these are not the best two guys. Tackett was much better than the other guy. And then the question is that good for the sport? It's probably not even good for the sport because how are you promoting? You're not doing the best promotion for the sport. If you let Craig Jones, he can single-handedly promote the sport more than you guys. Like with CTI, Craig Jones was the only guy who was actually promoting the sport, and he can do it better than the whole UFC. Like UFC does not have the best storylines. If they let UFC athletes compete in CJI, I mean, Craig Jones would have done way more for the sport. I would say if UFC actually still signs Craig Jones and then let him do his thing, whatever he's doing outside, I think it will be such a great deal for both the UFC and Craig Jones. He's going to do much more for the sport.